Thank you for joining us in these times of COVID, and thank you for respecting our mask regulations here at Center Fire Place.
Good evening and welcome inside Center Fire Place as the Fort McMurray Oil Barons continue their development in camp with their annual Blue Gold game here tonight. 12 skaters in white, 12 skaters in baby blue as the Oil Barons, with 29 players still on their roster and still fighting for a place on this year's team. And they'll go head-to-head here tonight. Taylor Pope, Ben Madigan up in the broadcast booth here tonight with 100 spectators down below. And we're underway here in the first of two halves. It'll be two 30-minute runtime halves as both teams with 12 skaters apiece. There is 3 goaltenders. Head coach Gord Thibodeau said they'll each split the time and each play about 20 minutes apiece. Here's Jesse Burkhart down the right side trying to drive the goal. He's shot by Hunter Lamb. 15 returning players still on the Oil Barons roster from a season ago. 14 new faces in camp here this year. As the captain, Conrad Belcourt, gets it over to Hunter Lamb. He flips it up the middle. Comes to Michael Hodge, led the team in goals and points a season ago. 30 goals and 57 points. His pass hops over the stick of Ethan Jamernick. Team White pokes this one up into center ice. They're in across the line. There's Nick DeBurs coming over from the Drumheller Dragons in his first season with the Oil Barons. Jamernick, he gets bumped off the puck by Ackle. Hassan Ackle back in his own zone. His pass picked up by Jamernick. Quick shot and a huge save off the shoulder of Josh Nadler. Nadler in goal right now for Team White. For Blue, it's Evan Fredette. His Zinger's shot is scooped up by Nadler, and he'll hang on.
That's a nice opportunity there by Nadler. Really looking to state his case there as a goaltending battle might develop here with the Oil Barons, Taylor. And to get those shots on early, be able to feel the puck is something that the goaltenders definitely enjoy.
Face-off won by Team Blue. Belcourt shot skips right in front. It's lost in the skates. Trying to get a shot off with Zinger, and he was tied up. Ackle with speed down the left wing. Pass to the trailer into the middle. Ethan Jones, his shot is blocked in front by Wolder. Here's Zinger, 3-on-2, shaping up for Blue. Zinger drops. Jamernick, his shot blocked by Strauss. Bouncing puck to the side of the goal, and pouncing out is Nadler, and he'll scoop that up and hang on.
That was a beautiful feed into the middle of the ice by Ackle. It just didn't quite hit Ethan Jones in stride, but sets him up in the high slot for a high-quality scoring opportunity. One of the things Gord Thibodeau mentioned when we talked to him pregame, Taylor, expected the boys to start fast here, and that's certainly been the case.
We'll see how long it takes for the fatigue to set in with just 12 skaters aside. They are, of course, playing 5-on-5, and with 2 runtime 30-minute halves. Wallace flips this one high in the air, down into the left corner. Centering pass off the skate of Belcourt. He ties up Ethan Anstey and behind the goal. Kwiatkowski. Spin move. Centering pass is picked off by Moore. Chasing down is McCoy, one of 3 Fort McMurrayites still on the roster and in the game here tonight for the Oil Barons. Max McCoy, third-year Baron Jesse Burkhart, and Scott Sinclair, who's still up in camp, one of 8 defensemen.
It's going to be a very interesting look for the Oil Barons. As you can see, there's a lot of returning names and quite a few new ones as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this roster shapes up.
Face off to the right of Nadler as Jamernick comes off the bench. There's a poke ahead. It's scooped up. And McCallum around the boards. Jamernick, long shot, tipped away into the corner. There's Sinclair. Trying to get it up to Wallace. He's tied a puck right in front for Jermanick. He scores! Team White coughs it up, and Jermanick jumps on it right in front. He snaps it past the blocker hand of Nadler, and Team Blue strikes first.
If you looked at the roster from last year to this year, one of the players that you would circle as a guy who's trending upwards and will be expected to play a much bigger role this year is Ethan Jermanick. He plays hard in the corners, battles down low, and he has a nice touch around the net as well, as we see with that goal.
The goal coming just past the 4-minute mark here of the first half, as this one takes a big skip to the right of Evan Fredette, and he'll catch that and hang on.
One of the other things we're going to see, Taylor, is very different lines throughout this game, as there's 8 forwards and 4 defensemen per each team. So the defensive pairing should stay the same, but the forwards kind of going to just be rolling lines, and you'll see guys playing maybe with line mates they wouldn't normally play with in the regular season.
Tristan Kimmin down into the right corner for Zinger. He gets bodied off the puck by Ethan Jones. Burkhart into the middle. That one knocked down by Moore. Belcourt back. Chops it away from Burkhart. Now it's flipped past him and in deep. Wolder had a handful of games for the Oil Barons last season as an affiliate. Signed to a letter of intent this summer. Harding overskates the puck. Centering pass is picked up by Burkhart. Burkhart wheels around his own goal. He's got some speed here through center ice. Jesse Burkhart. He's around Wolder. Burkhart right in front, and down was Fredette. And he hugs the post and makes the save. Great speed from Burkhart, who ended last season with an injury and has not played under head coach Gord Thibodeau. Here's a nice move by Moore around his man, but diving out was Nadler to poke it away. Diving all over the place is McCoy, the side of the goal. Team White gets it up the left side. Rubbed off the puck is DeBurs. And it's sent down to Nadler. There's the hulking Tage Harding, listed this season at 6'7", 235. He's like two of us, Ben. If I went on your shoulders, I don't even know if we'd be 6'7".
Maybe not. Yeah, he's you notice Tage right away. Just a hulking presence on the blue line.
Do you notice him? Is he big?
Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, hard to miss.
Head coach Gord Thibodeau speaking very highly of the way Harding came to camp in great shape. Put on some muscle in the offseason to try to fill out that frame. And he's a player that a lot of people will have eyes on here this season as an 18-year-old going into his second year with the Oil Barons. And he was a player last season, Ben, that just continued to improve as the season wore on. And then once they hit playoffs, he was playing top pairing minutes, and he started to contribute offensively with that big booming shot.
I mean, when the playoffs rolled around, he just took his game to a whole nother level. And if that's a taste of what we can expect from Tage this season, if he can continue to make those progressions, the Oil Barons have a star blue liner on their roster.
Started skating alongside captain Conrad Belcourt in that first-round playoff series against the Whitecourt Wolverines. Oil Barons battled hard in that series, but ended up falling in 6 games before COVID-19 shut down the rest of the year. Here's a chance for Team White, and it rings right off the right goalpost. It's Ryder McCallum jumping up. Again, around the goal. Centering pass picked off by Hodge. He cuts into the middle. He has Mosman on his right. Ty Mosman drops for Hodge. Hodge stops up, top of the circle. He's wrapped up. Trying to get away from Sinclair as White flips it ahead for Wallace, and he'll hammer it in. Well, Barons with a lot of future considerations coming in here this summer, but Gord Thibodeau again making a few moves of his own as the summer wore on. One of them was acquiring Ty Mosman, who spent the last 2 years in Lloydminster with the Bobcats. And Oil Barons have Hunter Lamb, of course, on their team as well, who was with Lloydminster 2 seasons ago. And it'll be interesting, Ben, to see if Mosman and Lamb get hooked up with Michael Hodge this season on an Oil Barons line.
Well, you know that Lamb and Hodge have that connection. They have that chemistry that they developed last season. Michael Hodge just so good at finding open spots in the ice, positioning himself where he needs to be to get that quick release off. And Hunter Lamb knows that he's got to get the puck to Hodge. So you throw Mosman in there.
Harding back in his own zone, trying to relieve the pressure, but he flipped it off a stanchion, and we'll have a face-off inside the Team White zone.
It's been some really good back and forth for both teams, Taylor. A couple good scoring opportunities. Team White just ringing one off the post that would have tied things up. And for anyone that doesn't think a scrimmage can get competitive because it's your teammates, you always want to try and out-hustle each other and outwork each other. It's a competitive group here, and there are guys that will definitely be battling for roster spots.
There's a chance for Team White, but a good active stick by Belcourt intercepts the Burkhart pass. He had Ackle heading to the front of the goal. Wallace pass into the middle, and Ackle is offside. He's got good speed and a good skill set. Bounced around a little bit last year, started in Drumheller, ended up with the Calgary Canucks before being sent to the BCHL and the Surrey Eagles, but didn't matter where he played, he put up points.
A new addition to this Oil Barons roster that will be interesting to watch. The coaching staff spoke highly of him, and you knew that there were going to be changes with the Oil Barons this season. What they needed was some more depth scoring. You know that Ackle will be asked to provide some of that.
Here's Hodge looking for a trailer in the middle. That pass is broken up. Lamb battling Sinclair. Lamb comes away with it, trying to get it through the skates of McCallum. That's knocked away. Hodge lifts the stick of McCallum. He's going to get a penalty here, and penalties in the game will be penalty shots. And we'll have one here for Ryder McCallum. No penalties in the game because can't afford to lose another skater for 2 minutes.
It's and the other one too is you don't expect to see too many penalties here, right? As much as talked about it being competitive, no one wants to get hurt.
Here's Ryder McCallum, comes in on Evan Fredette. Deeks, and he tried to pull it back to his forehand, but he loses the handle on it, and Team Blue stays out in front, 1-0.
Fredette's made a couple solid saves. He had some brilliant stretches with the Oil Barons last season. When he's on his game, he's a very good goaltender.
Down the right side is Aiden Moore. This is the handle. Team White corrals. Jones down the right side. He'll curl back in the corner, flips this up towards the point. Harding coming in, shot tipped in front, and it's off the stick of DeBurs, up and out of play.
It's one area that the Oil Barons found a lot of success last season is when they get some offense generated from their blue line. When they're activating their points, getting shots from the outside and bodies in front, it really worked out well for them. And you mentioned Harding has that booming shot. He knows how to keep it low so that his teammates can get a stick, get a deflection on it.
We're going to say this one, went off Nick DeBurs. So the faceoff will come into center ice. And White controls. Struss shoots this one. It looked like it hit Lucas Jones up high, and he's hunched over. So it might have caught him right in the mouth.
Definitely caught him underneath the visor.
And Ethan Jamernick signaling to trainer Pete Spears that Jones might be cut.
I mentioned that's one of those plays that you don't like to see in a scrimmage. You don't want to see someone get hurt in a game that ultimately doesn't matter in the standings. And Jones, one of those veteran defensemen that they'll be leaning on this season.
Similar to Tage Harding, as DeBurs goes hard into the boards. And another injury here, and Pete Spears will come out as this one. DeBurs went in with a lot of speed. He just got tangled up with Belcourt. And it looked like his one skate wedged right into the bottom of the boards. And this obviously not what head coach Gord Thibodeau wanted to see, was players getting hurt here in the game tonight.
That's the tough part with this sport, Taylor. It's so fast and so physical, and those boards are a dangerous area when you come in with speed. The skate can catch, an edge can get stuck, and this is definitely not what you want to see.
Nick DeBurs, who came over this offseason from the Drumheller Dragons in the Chris Kerr trade that sent the veteran Oil Barons netminder the other way last season. DeBurs, 41 games last year. He had 13 points in his first season in Drumheller. And in a considerable amount of pain here, Struss and Belcourt are going to help DeBurs off the ice. And he's not putting any weight on that left leg. And DeBurs just getting tangled up with Belcourt and falling awkwardly into the end boards. Lucas Jones, who took that puck to the face, he's back on Team Blue's bench, so that's a good sign for them.
Good sign for them, good sign for the team. You don't want to be down any players due to a scrimmage game, unfortunately. We'll see how the teams reset here. You could definitely just feel what atmosphere there was just leave the building as soon as DeBurs went down.
And they're going to call a penalty on Belcourt, so it'll be a penalty shot again for Team White. And Tyler Wallace will take the shot. Here's Wallace charging in, and he scores as he snaps it past the blocker hand of Fredette. And Tyler Wallace, in his second year with the club, he's looking to, again, just like Tage Harding, take a big step this year. He was a player that, as a rookie last year, played some big minutes all season long under head coach Bob Beattie, and then once again under Gord Thibodeau.
Definitely another one of those players that you talk about, the progression he made throughout last season, and he's expected to continue that and be a little more offensively inputting this year.
Wallace, he showed flashes of brilliance at times last year. He had 15 points in 49 games as a rookie. And he certainly had a handful of highlight reel goals last year for the Mob. Zinger through center ice, puck knocked away. Team White takes over. There's Joe Clark into the middle for Burkhart. Burkhart coming in, snaps a shot, pad save for Dent. Rebound there, gobbled up by Wolder, and he gets it into center ice. Jamernick for Zinger. He's around one man, and now he's wrapped up by Harding, and he'll be rubbed out on the end wall. Cross ice pass for Clark. Banks this one calmly ahead. Racing on is Ackle. He's tied up and knocked down. Mossman takes over. His pass goes through the skates of Kimmin, and that's an icing call against Team Blue.
It was a nice defensive play made by Brendan Wang to just position himself on the inside and ensure that there's no danger done. Really been enjoying the play of Jesse Burkhart tonight, Taylor. The puck seems to be following him around, and he's had a couple really solid shots on net.
Burkhart was a player last year who just was snake bit all season, could not buy a goal at times, but was certainly getting grade A chances. And then a tough injury, which ended his year. Here this year as an 18-year-old in his third season in the league is looking to, again, take that next step and maybe jump up into the top six this year. Here's Ethan Jones back in his own zone. Sinclair, cross-ice pass. That's out of the reach of Jones, and this will be an icing call against Team White. 1-1. Here as we're past the 15-minute mark of the first half.
It should be a good problem for the Oil Barons to have outside of that top line that you expect to be Lamb, Mossman, and Hodge. You really don't know what the rest of their lineup is going to look like. And I think a big part of that is the depth that they have, which is a good thing.
Bit of a veteran group. The youngest player here is 18 years old, and there's a lot of them. A lot of 0-2s on the team. No 0-3s, no 0-4s. As Gord Thibodeau going with players that had those couple extra years of midget under their belt. There's a chance for Team White. Clark in the slot. Long shot blockered away by Fredette. Harding's shot gets through. Fredette again punches that one out. Belcourt with Wolder. Around for Hodge. Hodge and Lamb lost their running mate, Brendan Stafford, who committed to Nate with the Ukes and is hoping to play some hockey this year in the ACAC. Stafford had a year of eligibility left in the AJHL, decided he wanted to go to school, as did Hunter Leslie, who ended up with Concordia. Jones on the blue line, loses this one. It comes to Burkhart. Burkhart tied up, pass back in the middle for Jones. He scores. What a shot by Ethan Jones. And Team White jumps out in front 2-1.
Perfect shot, just picks the corner, clean, beating Fredette glove hand high. But what a great setup by Jesse Burkhart. He picks the puck up in open ice, draws two defenders over to him, and then just feathers a pass right onto the stick of Jones in stride to set him up for that goal. That was a nice play by those two players.
Two of the smaller players out on the ice are Jesse Burkhart and Ethan Jones. Burkhart 5'9", Jones 5'10". But they show that high-end skill set that they have there. And Ethan Jones has that great shot when he's able to get it off clean. And he beats Fredette high on the glove hand side. And Team White with goals now from Jones and Wallace. Team Blue with one from Jamernick, and it's a 2-1 game.
There's a missed trip right off the face-off, Taylor, as Eichel takes down Kimmin. Just a little pull of the leg right off the puck draw that he wasn't ready for. And again, you see that even though these guys are teammates, they'll compete against each other on the ice.
Wallace into the middle for Clark. That one's knocked away by Wolder. Tyler Wallace towards the point. Long shot. Rebound sitting in front. And Wolder smacks it off to the side wall for Mosselman. Belcourt's pass goes off his stick, and Team Blues forced back. Kwiatkowski also draws an assist on the goal from Ethan Jones. Burkhart with the other one. Here's Hodge. He's shoved off the puck. Wallace gets it as far as the line. Lamb tried to keep it in, but puck comes off side into center ice.
Hitting close to the 20-minute mark, and you can definitely see things are slowing down a little bit. Not quite as much back and forth rushing between the two teams, but they seem to have settled down for sure.
If you're watching this game on YouTube, we keep saying Team White. Those are, of course, the white jerseys. They would be Team Gold on the ticker down on the YouTube stream. Normally, the blue-gold game, they actually do wear gold jerseys because they wear their practice jerseys, but here they're wearing their game jerseys here tonight. As Burkhart tied up with Jones, gets it to Kwiatkowski. This one flipped to the line. Harding swings it back for Burkhart. Burkhart's pass finds Struss. He'll play this towards the goal. That one's blocked in front by Brendan Wang. Banked off the glass. Harding, with his ginormous arms, is able to make the play and keep it in temporarily. Now it's banked off the boards up into center ice for Zinger. Zinger drives wide, curls back, waiting for help. His team's changing as he goes for a skate. Zinger still with the puck. Snaps a shot, kicked out by Nadler. Wolder, who jumps up on the play. Sends it down low. McCoy up top. Zinger fakes a shot to Belcourt. He'll take the shot. That one hit his skate in front, and Nadler will jump out and grab it as 9:20 remaining here in the first half. Team Gold leads Team Blue 2-1.
That was a nice shift by Team Blue, generating some offensive pressure, and it all started with Josh Zinger. He's another one, Taylor. you talk about has an engine, just never quits, works hard in the corner, and he's another guy that they're going to be looking to step up a little more offensively.
Right off the end boards, and upstairs is Aiden Moore, and that's a tough start for Cameron Beeson, who literally just came into the game. The shot went off the end boards and came right out in front in the low slot. Moore pounces on it and hammers it home over Beeson, who is still stretching and getting ready to go.
Yeah, that's not really the way that you want to start in this scrimmage game, but a great offensive play there, and it was just the right instincts by Moore to jump in, put himself in that position where the puck comes to him, and a great finish going high upstairs.
Moore, who had 13 goals in 32 games last year for the Calgary North Stars Midget AAA club, was a player that Gord Thibodeau mentioned has a heavy, heavy shot, and that's on full display there. And Cameron Beeson does enter the game for Team White. Beeson and Fredette, of course, both returning goaltenders. Josh Nadler in the mix as well, and had a strong development camp, the Montreal native. Team White changing as Harding jumps off the bench. That puck hops over his stick. He'll regroup back in his own zone with Struss. Struss, a third-year Oil Baron. Harding goes for a skate. Eludes his man. And battles with Belcourt. Older. Gets this one to the wing to Tristan Kimmin. As his stick lifted by Harding. Back up ahead. And stay into the middle. Harding, shot and a glove save by Fredette. And what a shift by Tage Harding. He was all over the ice.
That's what we saw from him in the playoffs. If he can continue to play like that throughout the regular season, he has the ability to just take the game over. And we've talked about the size, the strength, but Taylor, for a big guy, he skates very well. And with those long strides, he can get up ice deceptively quick.
McCallum down the board. Shot hit a leg. Bounces out for Moore. Over to the left side is Hodge. Back in the middle for Moore. And passes in behind him. And racing back is Anstey. And he'll take this back behind his own goal. All the way from Yellowknife is Ethan Anstey. Has some ties here in Fort McMurray and excited to join the squad here this season. Burkhart. Crashed into by Lucas Jones. Callum trying to come in from the point. Knocked away. Now it's scooped up by Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski centering past Jones. Backhand shot. Bouncing puck in front. And it's swatted away by Wang. Long shot tipped in front by Jones. That one goes up into the netting and out of play.
This might be a good look at a potential line combination for the Oil Barons. Jones and Burkhart have really been playing well together. They seem to just have an instinct, a knack for knowing where to put the puck, where their line mate is going to be. And that's a very promising sign for the Oil Barons.
2-2 here in the game. 5:40 remaining in the first half. 2 30-minute run time halves here tonight. As Team Blue ices the puck. The Oil Barons and Centerfire thank all visitors to Centerfire Place for wearing a mask. Masks are mandatory in Centerfire Place, and COVID-19 protocols are in place for your safety. Thank you for your cooperation, as we do have 100 spectators here tonight, and everyone is socially distanced and wearing their mask, and there is signage everywhere in the rink, Ben.
There's signage everywhere. There's hallways that are barricaded off, as you found out.
I almost walked into a barricade on the way in. Terry threw up a board on my usual stroll to the broadcast booth, and I didn't even see it.
Would have walked right into it.
It was camouflage. It blended right into the wall. Then he moved it for us. There's a shot blocked in front by Wolder. Taylor Pope, Ben Madigan up in the broadcast booth. We'll have the call here tonight, and if the Oil Barons and the AJHL are able to get a season going, we'll bring you all the action on Country 93.3 once again here this season and on Hockey TV.
You know, that's got to be the toughest part for these players is just the mental part of not being able to play, of the uncertainty of what's going to happen with the season. You know, they're itching to get out and get the season underway. But the health and safety of the players is priority number one for the AJHL.
Struss, long shot, and Fredette punches that one up and over the glass. The Oil Barons Dream Home Lottery is now on. Make sure you get your tickets at oilbaronsdreamhome.ca. You will be able to visit the Dream Home soon. Keep following the Oil Barons social media for details. Dream Home valued at over $1 million, but there's not just the Dream Home that can be won. Of course, there's all the cash prizes, including the early bird $50,000 cash draw, which takes place, or the deadline anyways, is November 1st. So you've got just over a month, Ben, to get your ticket.
It's coming up a lot quicker than it feels, isn't it?
We've got the 12 days of Christmas once again, more cash prizes to be won, but the only way you can be eligible for those is if you get your tickets early. So make sure you get them before the cutoff date and support the Oil Barons. Beautiful Dream Home, as always, and I'm excited to eventually go and check it out once they've got it all ready to go. They were just getting the furniture for the home set up there the other weekend. Mossman shot, blocked by Struss. Kimmin gets it up top. Lucas Jones jumping up down the right side. Jones around the goal. Centering pass down is Beeson. And he got it with the left pad and pounces on the rebound before Mossman could get a stick on it.
Nice instincts by Jones to take the open ice, wrap around, and he spots an open man in the slot. Mossman with a great opportunity. And again, we've seen this defense core for the Oil Barons. They don't mind getting up in there on the offensive plays.
Hodge into the slot area. Lamb tried to play it back to the point, but Jones had faded off the wall and into the middle of the ice. He'll race back with Wang. Brendan Wang tied up, gets it over to Hodge. Wang, one of the most coveted signings this offseason by head coach and GM Gord Thibodeau out of Burnaby, BC, in the Burnaby Winter Club. Played 4 games last year in the BCHL with Prince George. His high offensive instincts and is a great two-way defenseman, defensively sound as well. And he's a very smart individual as well. We've heard, Ben, he's been a Scholastic Player of the Year for a couple of years with Burnaby. And is a classical pianist, we just found out tonight.
Apparently kept the boys very well entertained with some Snoop Dogg.
That's
on
impressive.
The piano. That is impressive. That's a good way to make yourself known to a new team and to get in their good books, is to just rip some Snoop Dogg on the Ivories.
Team Blue ices a puck. Face-off will come to the left of Fredette. There's just over a minute left in the first half. McCoy leaves it in the corner. Wang ties up his man. Wallace trying to dig it free for Team White. Wallace comes out of the corner, up to the point. Sinclair. Jones, shot blocked by Belcourt, bounces out to Zinger. Zinger ahead. Belcourt had that one go off his stick. He'll chase it down into the corner, crashes into Sinclair. Zinger around the goal, still with the fast pace. It's been physical. It's been a good one here tonight at Center Fire Place. As the Oil Barons head to the dressing room, and we'll have 30 minutes to go after our intermission.
That's been a great showing by both teams, and if this is a sample of what we can expect for the Oil Barons, they've definitely looked like they have a stronger roster than they did last season. You know, with a full year now of Gord Thibodeau set up for them. Last year, there was a coaching carousel. There were players coming in and out. It was a very disruptive season for the Oil Barons. So now that you have a little bit of a solid plan, a solid roster, solid coaching moving forward, really expect to see this team do some damage this year.
Team Gold with goals from Tyler Wallace and Ethan Jones. Team Blue from Ethan Jermanick and Aiden Moore here at Center Fire Place. It is 2-2 here this evening in the annual Blue Gold game. Ben and I will step aside. Your intermission is next. We'll have 30 more minutes of nonstop hockey action coming up in just a few here on YouTube on Fort McMurray, Oil Barons Hockey.
Hi, I'm Jay Charding, number 28 with the Fort McMurray Oil Barons. After a workout, I like to make a smoothie. My smoothie consists of bananas, strawberries, and whey protein powder. I like the fruit to give me some vitamins, the protein powder to give me a good source of protein, and then I mix it all together with almond milk. Then I screw in the lid and blend it up.
Going back to the 92-93 season, after winning AJHL Coach of the Year and losing out in Game 5 of the league finals, head coach Bob Murray is back behind the bench for his second season. He keeps future head coach Fran Gao as his assistant. Former Fort McMurray Mayor Guy Boudelier expressed the importance of the oil barons in the Fort McMurray community and inspiring the youth of the region to keep being active. President Brian Blackburn says the fan experience in Fort McMurray is second to none in the league, and it shows with the oil barons setting attendance records. The Oil Barons spent over 300 hours in the community volunteering at events and helping minor hockey in 92-93. And the Oil Barons exchange player, forward Mirko Ludman from Germany, returns for his final year of junior and his second year with the team.
Hello everyone, this is David Fitzgerald coming to you from the 2020 Oil Barons Dream Home. We're here today to give you a sneak peek of this magnificent home. The detailing and finishing crews are putting the final touches on to prepare for the public viewing. Get your tickets now to be eligible for the early bird draw of $50,000 cash. The Oil Barons really appreciate and count on your support each and every year with our #1 fundraiser, this year being no different. We're working hard on and off the ice to be ready to go when our season can start. Stay tuned for further updates when you can view this beautiful Oil Baron Dream Home.
Hey guys, Connor Belcourt, team captain for the Fort McMurray Oil Barons here, and I'm here to show you a couple things you can be doing at home to stay in shape. The first one we're going to do is side plank. So you're going to have your first foot out, your second foot over top, and you're going to keep a straight line. You're going to pop your chest out so your back is flat. You're going to hold that for 30 seconds. You're going to do 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the next side. You're going to do that 4 sets. The second thing I'm going to show you is a glute bridge. So you're going to set up on your back, knees out, and the easiest variation is hands on the ground, and you're just going to go 2 feet, 2 feet down, glutes up. Second variation, a little bit harder, is your knee just up. You're going to go up, you're going to hold it for a second at the top, and you're going to go down. The third variation, a little bit harder, is legs straight out, up, and down. And the fourth variation, you're going to have your hands up, and down. And now make that one harder. You're going to hold it for a second at the top, and you're going to go 2 seconds on the way down. Thanks for joining.
Join the Fort McMurray Oil Barons on social media and keep up on everything Barons. Add us to Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Watch us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Add us now and get in on the action.
It's the end of the 83-84 season. Former Mayor Chuck McKnight calls the Oil Barons true ambassadors for the city and congratulates the team on 3 strong years with 1 more to come. Little did he know. Team owner and founder Chess Dick says it's been a hard season, but the fans are so loud they're good for 2 goals a game. From Fernie, BC, the Oil Barons signed twin brothers Trevor and Terry Pohl. One shoots right, the other one shoots left. They play on the wings. And CJ Phillips and the crew at ABC TV cover the games, and you can order your converter from them for up to 60 channels, upgrading from 13.
Keep moving, never gonna slow down. You can have your funky world, stay around, cause I got the Rambo, gambling man. Gambling man. I got the Rambo, gambling man. Lord, I'm a rambling, gambling man. Oh, I'm just a Rambo. Yeah, I'm just a gambler. Come on and sing along, cause I'm just a rambler. Rambling man. Oh, gambler, gambling man. Rambo, rambling man. Rambler,
Johnny singing oldie story. Babalula, baby, what I say. Here come Johnny singing, I got a woman down in the tunnel trying to make it pay. He got the action, he got the motion. Oh yeah, the boy can play. Dedication, devotion, turning on the nighttime into the day. Do the song about the sweet love and love. They do the song about the night. They do the walk. Do the walk of life, yeah, you do the walk of life. Here come Johnny, gonna tell you the story. Hand me now my walking shoes. Here come Johnny with the power and the glory. Backbeat, the talking blues. He got the action, he got the motion. And the boy can play the dedication, devotion, the turning all the nighttime into the day. The song about the sweet love of a woman. They do the song about the night. Then they do the walk of life. Yeah, you do the walk of life.
Whatever it is, that girl put a spell on me. Help me. Help me.
Here come your fourth McMurray.
Turn up the radio, blast your stereo wanna hate on us, be envious. I know why they hating on us, cause the style so fabulous. I'ma be real on us, nobody got nothing on us. Cause we all on us, from London back down to the US. We rockin', that's contagious. Monkey business outrageous. Just confess your girl admits that we the FRESH, we fresh. GEF, that's right, we definite. BEP, we reppin' it. So turn it up.
Welcome back inside Center Fireplace. Taylor Pope and Madigan up in the broadcast booth with the call of the annual Blue Gold game here tonight. It's 2-2 after one half of hockey. 2 30-minute halves they're playing. Run time here this evening. And they were supposed to get a 5-minute warm-up, but the players said, we don't want it. Drop the puck. Let's play.
Well, why have a warm-up midway through a scrimmage game? Just doesn't make sense.
We're back underway here at Center Fireplace with Ethan Jones, who had a goal in the first half. Gets this one up as Team Blue dumps it in. Sinclair chased around the goal, caught by Zinger. Zinger up to the point. Jones swings it over for Wang. Wang pass in the middle, tipped in the slot by Kimmin, and a glove save from Cameron Beeson.
That was a nice play by Wang to put that puck in a spot for Kimmin to get the stick on and deflect it up. A tricky save made by Beeson.
Beeson in goal once again here for Team White. Down at the other end, Evan Fredette still in goal. Josh Nadler played 20 minutes of the first half before being replaced by Beeson. I'm sure Nadler will come back in for Evan Fredette at some point here.
It'll be interesting to see how the goaltending works out for the Oil Barons this season, Taylor. You got three very capable goaltenders here. It will not be an easy decision for Gord Thibodeau on who to roll with.
Team White down a player. Nick DeBurs is out of the game. He will not return. So they're down to just 11 skaters. Team Blue with 12. As this one gets kicked up over the glass by Beeson.
It'll be interesting to see how the fatigue factor comes into effect in the second half here. A very short bench for both teams. A little shorter now, obviously, for Team White. And Team Blue will look to capitalize. They've been in the offensive zone so far to start this period.
Shots 12-12. They were 12-10 after the first half for Team White. Team Blue with two quick shots here to start the period. As this one gets in, Sinclair. Fort McMurray, one of three of them in the game with McCoy and Burkhart. As Burkhart gives chase here down the wing, can't get it up to it as Blue gets it into center ice for Lamb. Tried to touch pass, Mossman wasn't there. Jones stomps up, long shot will skip its way into the glove hand of Fredette.
It's one of those soft plays that in a real game, the coach would be pulling his hair out. You got to make sure that you know where you're putting the puck, and if you don't have the support that you think you do, don't just leave it lying in open ice for the other team to take over.
Kwiatkowski off the draw, stolen by Hodge, but held in by Harding. Harding down into the right corner, centering pass out the other side. McCallum. Centering pass, and Stay can't get it there. Now it comes up top. Kwiatkowski has a lane towards the goal. Now he's forced to curl back. Kwiatkowski still with the puck. Wallace knocks it away. Wallace trying to get it up to the point, stolen by Team Blue and thrown into center ice. Hodge trying to get away from Harding, knocks it across the line. McCallum to Wallace. Tyler Wallace winding up through center. He's across the line, but Anstey is offside.
Just made one too many cuts at the blue line, did Tyler Wallace. Team White looking to generate a little bit of offense after being hemmed in their own zone to start the half.
Goals from Jamernick and Moore in the first period for Team Blue. It was Wallace on a penalty shot and Ethan Jones for Team White. Wang will chop this one in. Beeson's out to trap it behind his own goal. Swings it around. Clark back for Struss. Struss to the sidewall. Jones. He's hunted down by McCoy. Wang blocks that dump in. Quickly gets it ahead. More to Clark. Clark with speed down the right side with a hard shot. And a good blocker save by Beeson. Blue with the steal. Moore makes a move around his man. Snaps a shot and another big pad save by Beeson. Moore has looked excellent here in the game for Team Blue. Has a goal and another nifty move in the slot to change up his shooting lane, and Beeson stands tall. Wang hustles back in his own zone. Wang through center ice calmly will bank this one off the boards and in. Zinger, first one there. Tips it. Hodge. Band on his pass. Second opportunity in front, trying to find Jamernick. That one's cut off by Wallace. Burkhart. His pass blocked by Belcourt. And Stay trying to duck under the check of Walder. It's Burkhart flying in. Backhand shot stopped by Fredette. Flipped over the shoulder of Harding down the ice, and this has just enough for icing.
Again, you see the quick skating, the fast feet of Jesse Burkhart, able to get in on that puck and get a nice backhand shot on. On the other end, as you mentioned, Taylor Moore has looked very, very sharp tonight. Beautiful move that he made to get inside. You mentioned the quick release goal earlier in the night, and he could become a very good complementary piece for the Oil Barons up front.
Ada Moore's teammate, Clark Huxley, from the Calgary North Stars. Huxley was the captain last season, was injured earlier in camp. He and Luke Harvey on the sidelines. Harvey, a returning player, hoping to be back here once again this season. Been battling a shoulder injury that knocked him out of the playoffs. Burkhart. Pass up ahead, and if Harvey returns, he will be a fourth-year Oil Baron. Although the 2 seasons ago, he played just 9 games as he battled shoulder injuries all year before being shut down. But he's a very valuable piece, brings so many intangibles to this Oil Barons lineup.
One of the leaders of the team, as you mentioned, brings a lot of the grit factor. He works hard both on the ice and in the weight room, and just sets an example of what it means to be an Oil Baron.
Here's Clark over to the wing. Flying in with speed. Ockel centering pass, broken up by McCoy. Puck as far as the line, hammered back in by Struss. Fredette's out. They'll shoot this one around for Mosselman. Pass into the middle, finds Max McCoy. McCoy, an affiliate player the previous 2 seasons with Mob, was the final cut last year in training camp by head coach Bob Beattie. As the local product went down to OHA Edmonton Prep, was the captain and lit it up in the CSSHL, had a tremendous season down there last year, had 58 points in 29 games, 18 of them goals, and he's hoping to make a big impact this year with the Mob.
He was one of those players, whenever he got called up last season to play, Taylor, he never looked like he was out of sorts. He never looked like he didn't belong up with the big club. So, he's going to take the opportunity now to really prove that he belongs here to stay.
Nice move by Wang to come away with the puck. Now he flips this one up ahead. Zinger trying to find it. Pass in front. Here's a chance and a huge save by Beeson. That one off Tristan Kimmon. And stay down the wing. He gets rubbed out by Wolder. Belcourt at the puck bounce over his stick. Centering pass for Jones and a high shot. Just sails over top of the crossbar. Harding banks it in off the dasher board. Down low. In the corner is Ackle. Works his way out. He scores! Oh, what a shot by Hassan Ackle. Jermanek pass hit the skate of Struss, and Beeson will jump on that once again. Max Struss became a very big part of the leadership group last season. Played any role that was asked of him all year long. Spent some time on the wing. Played some defense as well. Of course, he's more comfortable on the blue line. Tough, gritty blue liner in his third year with the Mob.
Another player that works hard, sets a good example for his teammates. And just, you know that anytime he's on the ice, he's going to give you everything he's got.
Good steal by Hodge in center ice. Hodge drops. Here's Zinger. Quick shot save. Beeson the rebounds there. And he's able to poke that puck away. Kwiatkowski has it stolen by Zinger. His pass over to the boards. Intercepted. Wang keeps it in. Tried to flip it in. Knocked down by Zinger. He'll hammer a puck off a leg. This one bounces in wide for Sinclair. Wang up from the left point. Rubbed out by Kwiatkowski. Hodge trying to elude the referee down in the corner. He's tied up. Mosselman comes in to help him out. Dug free by Sinclair. Sinclair, he has his stick lifted. Stolen. Mosselman trying to wind up. Mosselman pass in front. Kwiatkowski with the steal. Team Blue still coming on. Centering pass. Burkhardt loses it in front. And that shot by McCoy goes off the outside of the post. Lamb. Long shot. Beeson didn't see it till the last second. It hit him right in the shoulder. McCoy. Good pressure here by Team Blue. Centering pass. Mosselman. What a play by Beeson on the poke check to knock it free. Penalty coming up against Team White. Long point shot is knocked away as Struss buries McCoy in the crease. Team Blue all over Team White. They're going to get a penalty shot. It's a hook. And a chance to tie the game.
Well, that's normally how penalties like that develop. Just great offensive pressure by Team Blue. Good cycling. Team White can't keep up and are forced to take a hooking call.
It'll be a penalty shot for Max McCoy. McCoy with a chance to tie the game. Coming in, Deeks to the backhand, and Beeson sticks with him and makes the save.
That's another great save by Beeson, who's really had to kind of stand on his head a little bit in this second half, Taylor. His Team Blue coming at them in waves.
Beeson's been much busier than Evan Fredette, who heads to the bench. And Josh Nadler is back into the game. Shots are now 21-14. And they're 11-2 here in the second half for Team Blue. Team Blue does have the extra skater right now because of the injury to Nick DeBurs. Belcourt over to Mosselman, but it is Team White that leads the game 3-2. Despite being heavily outshot here in the second half, they have the only goal from Hassan Ackle. Jones shoots this one up and into the crowd, and a souvenir for one of the few spectators in Section A here tonight.
Well, it's nice to see the community come out and support the team. I think Gord said it was, about 18 minutes before the 100 spots were all booked up, which is no surprise. We know Fort McMurray loves their Oil Barons.
And a lot of fans anxious to get back into the arena to watch some hockey, and the players probably more anxious to get going and play some meaningful games, hoping to get some exhibition games in at some point, and then eventually the regular season, but that all depends on Alberta Health Services and if the AJHL can get the green light and the go-ahead. Zinger throws it up top. Wolder over to Belcourt. Belcourt shot tipped at the side of the goal and wide by Germanek. Zinger back up to the point again. Wolder sends a shot in. It hit a body in front. Bad save by Beeson. He was down as that one hit McCallum at the side of the goal. Thrown in front again. Bad save Beeson. And on the rebound, he stops Jermanick not once but twice.
What a showcase by Cameron Beeson tonight. That's just an incredible series of saves to keep his team in the lead. A few of them desperation, a few of them acrobatic, all of them sensational.
17 minutes left here in the second half. 3-2 Team White leads, but Team Blue is coming on. But Cameron Beeson, who has been the busiest of the three goaltenders in this game, is standing on his head here in the second half. Burkhart winding up, loses it in center. Turned back up ice. Team Blue, shot by Moore, goes off his stick and over top of the goal. McCoy is pinned by Sinclair. Kwiatkowski gets shoved down, pops back up, lost the handle. Pass over to the wing for Burkhart. Burkhart looking for the trailer. The puck bounced on him, and Jones was able to get it up ahead. This one gets tipped off his stick into Team Blue's bench and out of play.
I think Team White at this point is really just looking to hang on. You mentioned short bench. They're definitely going to be a tired group, but they have the lead if they can just maintain for another 16 minutes. It's a good showing by that group.
Wang skips one in. McCallum throws it up the boards, and this is going to be an icing call here against Team White, who's been on their heels in the second half. Team Blue coming on strong, trying to tie the game. They trail by one.
And if Team White can hang on, Taylor, that's got to be a good indication that this core group, this group of players, will have that resiliency to close games out, something they struggled a little bit with last season.
Face off one by Team Blue. Hodge. 30 goals last season, led the team as the team's leading scorer and MVP at their annual award banquet. One played out. Wallace trying to get there. He lost his stick. Racing back is Ackle. Ackle trying to get away from the forechecker. That's Hodge. Hodge caught him momentarily, but Ackle got away. Jones loses the handle. Mosselman. Team White's trying to change, but they lost the puck in center. Good step by Harding. Broke up that stretch pass. Harding down into the corner. Zinger bounces off him. Jones pass to the side of the goal. Quick shot, and Nadler makes his first save. Sends entering back into the game off the stick of Joe Clark.
Great anticipation by Tage Harding to read the breakout pass that was going to Michael Hodge. Takes him one stride, gets that long reach out there, takes it away, and then turns it up ice for Team White's first scoring opportunity, really, since that early goal by Ackle.
Aston Ackle has Team White, Team Gold, whatever you want to call them, in the lead here in the second half. 3-2 is the score. Kimmin chasing after Sinclair. Drops for Strass. Sinclair to the wing. Kwiatkowski cuts through the middle. Sheldon Kwiatkowski, the Grand Prairie native. Cuts back, tries to make a move into the middle, still with the puck. Kwiatkowski in the slot. Clark, spinning shot, and Nadler thought he had it. It was knocked out of the crease by Moore, but a whistle and a face-off will come to his right.
Team White looking like they're waking up a little bit now. That's two good shifts for them to kind of keep the puck away from their zone and get some pucks on Nadler, who has not been very busy since he's come in.
Joe Clark, the only American here, the 19-year-old out of Gardner, Maine, had 50 goals last year in the NA3HL with the Lewiston Auburn Nordiques. It's a team in Maine. 84 points. He knows how to score.
And that's something, again, that the Oil Barons are looking for, is more depth scoring. There were too many times last game when it all came down to Michael Hodge, trying to ease some of the pressure off him, because you know teams will be dialed in defensively to shut him down.
Kimmin came over from the Canmore Eagles in exchange for defenseman Riley Bodnerchuk. in his second year in the AJHL. McCoy. Pass to the wing. Moore back to McCoy. McCoy, low shot, pad save. Beeson, the rebound's out. That one shot off the back of Harding. Burkhart's outlet pass. Knocked down, held in by Lamb. McCoy trying to kick it into the middle, but again, Harding, he's just all over the place. If it's not his body that's getting into the way, it's his 7-foot-long stick. Kwiatkowski with some nice moves right in front, and he slid it just wide of the far post. Puck cleared to the line, held in momentarily, but now it's played out. And White, though, winds up, comes right back. Kwiatkowski in the corner for Burkhart. Centering pass, tipped away by Wang. Wang ahead for Zinger. And again, Harding swats it away. Back in the middle, Mosselman. Throws it down low. Wallace cuts back into the corner. Wallace through the middle. Stolen by Mosselman. Trying to get it away from Harding. Tips it to Hodge. To Wang. Swings it over. Lucas Jones calmly plays this one down low for Hodge. Hodge trying to work his way out of the corner. High slot. Mosselman. Quick shot. Sails in wide. Wang. Zinger for Hodge. Centering pass. Mosselman tied up. Couldn't get a shot off. That was Wallace who was draped all over him. Good pressure again here by Team Blue. They're changing as Mosselman jumped into the bench. Jermanek couldn't play the puck. Zinger tried to tip it back for Wang. He missed him. It's a break the other way. Ackle in front. He scores! A lucky bounce for Hassan Ackle, and he's got a pair now in the period as he banked that in off the skate of Lucas Jones past Nadler, and Team White leads 4-2.
Yeah, bad turnover by Team Blue at their own blue line, and Ackle tries to do the unselfish play and hit Ethan Jones with the pass. Instead, it hits the skate of Lucas Jones and finds its way to the back of the net. It's a fortunate break for Team White as their defense pairing had been out there for a long time with this long change in the second half.
Wang had stepped up and Zinger poked it right between his skates as the teammates got crossed up in center ice, and Ackle, who's got good speed, broke away. Here's Jones. High shot over top of the goal. Moore to the line, held it by Sinclair. Wolder banks it ahead. Moore tips it up. Far blue line, Jermanek. He has a man with him. Jermanek back door was looking for Kimmin, and Struss laid down to break up that pass. Clark. Here's center ice. Clark still with the puck. Throws it at the goal. Nadler steers it away. The rebound goes all the way into center ice. And Anstey fires it in off the stanchion. Wolder swings it up the boards for Moore. Wolder. In front of his goal, Belcourt. In the middle is Lamb. Lamb drops. Kimmin shot. Fired in wide. Just under 9 minutes left here in the second half. It is a 4-2 lead for Team Gold over Team Blue. Kwiatkowski. In the corner, centering pass, broken up by Team Blue. Lamb. Pass up ahead, McCoy. In the middle is Hodge. Tried to send it in for Wang, who had jumped up on the play, and the puck goes off his skate and corralled by Kwiatkowski. McCoy for Zinger. Drop pass, Hodge. Jones, point shot tipped in wide off the end board, sitting in the crease. Down was Beeson, and he swats it away, and now another hard collision as Hodge, not meaning to, was trying to whack the puck. He ends up taking the feet right out from Ethan Anstey, and he crashed hard into the side wall. But he appears to be okay.
Yeah, the team can really not afford any more injuries at this point. The conversation with Michael Hodge always begins with his goal scoring, Taylor, but one thing that's really been on display today has been his passing, his playmaking. He's doing a really good job of distributing the puck, finding the open man, and that only bodes well for him because you know he's going to get that attention in the offensive zone. If he can draw defenders away and open up some ice for his line mates, just adds another weapon for him.
It'll be a penalty shot for Anstey and a chance to extend Team White's lead as he comes in on Nadler. Anstey, high shot, and he sails it over top of the goal as the goaltenders have looked pretty good on the penalty shot so far, Ben.
Well, Adler was almost out to the hash marks there. Came way out to take the angle away. And, yeah, they've been solid on the penalty shots, which is a good sign.
3 for 4 are the goaltenders. The only one to score was Tyler Wallace on Evan Fredette.
Not that you're expecting to see a lot of penalty shots in play, but it's never a bad thing when a goaltender can make a save on a breakaway.
(4-2) for Team White here in the second half. 8 minutes remaining. Team Blue, who dominated the opening minutes, and Team White has been the team that has come on here of late. The shots now 25-22 for Team Blue. As Clarkson, shot, save, and it's cleared away by Wang. It was in behind Nadler. Jermanek waiting for help. Jermanek holds. Now he throws it in front, and what a pad save by Beeson. Mossman throws it right through the crease and out the other side. Cameron Beeson, after allowing the first shot of the game against him when he was barely even in the net, has been outstanding since coming into the game, and he has been by far the busiest of the 3 netminders. Harding going for Jones. Jones can't get this puck in deep. Harding back in his own zone. He'll regroup with Sinclair. Tage Harding. Through center ice, in across the line. Harding all the way down in the corner, throws it in front, steered away by Nadler. Lamb in the middle, Moore. Kimmin back to Lamb. Lamb cuts right in front, and that one's broken up. Wolder jumps up on the play, trips up his own man. Numbers the other way for Team White. Kwiatkowski holds. Kwiatkowski, backdoor feed. They score. Jesse Burkhart on a great feed from Sheldon Kwiatkowski. And Team White leads 5-2.
Just a real quick transition, which is something that the Oil Barons were really strong on last year, was their transition and generating offense off the rush. One of the things noticed about Sheldon Kwiatkowski, Taylor, he looks really good with the puck on his stick. He's made some nice moves and looks very comfortable, very confident when he's got the puck on his stick. Just a nice little feed over and an easy tap-in goal for Jesse Burkhart.
And it's nice to see Burkhart find the back of the net as he set some chances once again here tonight. And a nice goal by him. And 3 goals here in the second half by Team White has them out in front 5-2. Team Blue hasn't been able to solve Beeson. Ackle cuts into the middle. 2 goals in the game for him. Ethan Jones draws an assist, and that line has been very good in the game of Jones, Burkhart, and Kwiatkowski when they've been out together.
As mentioned, it'll be hard to draw conclusions in this game just with the mishmash of lines, but that does seem to be a very solid trio up front that could give the Oil Barons some much-needed depth scoring.
The Oil Barons and Center Fire thank all visitors to Center Fire Place for wearing a mask. Masks are mandatory in Center Fire Place, and COVID-19 protocols are in place for your safety. Thank you for your cooperation. We mentioned 100 spectators in attendance here tonight as the tickets sold out in 18 minutes. And everyone in the building wearing a mask and obeying all signage up here around Center Fire Place, the newly named Center Fire Place, previously the Casman Center, which also has Ribfest going on just outside the building in the parking lot for a second time here this month.
You got about 9 minutes to get there.
There's always tomorrow, Ben.
There's always tomorrow.
There is always tomorrow. Just over 3:45 left here in the hockey game. Team Blue is going to need a big surge of offense late to try to get back in this one. The Oil Barons Dream Home Lottery is now on. Make sure you get your tickets at oilbaronsdreamhome.ca. You will be able to visit the Dream Home soon. Keep following the Oil Barons social media for details. 50-50 or cash 50 bonus also available. The early bird prize is $50,000. The cutoff for that is November 1st, the 12 days of Christmas. All kinds of prizes available to be won through the Oil Barons Dream Home Lottery. And of course, it is the club's biggest fundraiser of the year. And they're looking for your support here once again. The Dream Home Gorge is valued at over $1 million.
You think Team Blue gets aggressive here and pulls the goalie?
Well, they don't have a coach, so I'm not sure who's running the bench over there. Is Freddie running the bench? He's got the gate going right now. Maybe it's his call.
I don't know if that's going to be an impartial decision by a goaltender to pull the goalie.
Wallace out of the corner, up to the point. Harding snaps his shot, blocked by Wolder, and this will come into center ice. Sinclair. Harding will chip it in. Nadler leaves for Belcourt. Here's Lamb. Flips it over. McCoy narrowly crashed into Harding there. He just got out of the way. Here's Struss. He goes for a skate. Struss drops for Kwiatkowski, and the pass was just out of his reach. Zinger the other way. Zinger to the wing. Quick shot off the pad of Beeson. Rebound was there for Jermanick, but it was broken up by the back check of Anstey. And again, Beeson has looked sharp here in the period. McCallum jumping up. Slides that one over into the far corner. Scooped up. Mosselman. Hodge with Jermanick. Hodge's pass broken up by Sinclair. Wang. Minute 25 remaining here in the second half. Lucas Jones. Fans on his shot, but it comes right to Mosselman. His shot is blocked. Mosselman backdoor feed, and Jermanick had an open net, and he rings it off the outside of the post. Wang. Mosselman shoots it into a pair of skates. That one goes in wide. Off the bench is Wolder. Nadler's still in the goal. For Team Blue, they trail by 3. Jermanick. In behind the goal, Mosselman. Banks it off the outside of the net. Comes to Sinclair. He'll flip it to the line. Wolder keeps it in. Bouncing puck. Batted down the ice, and this will be an icing call, and we'll have a face-off coming up here. If Team Blue hurries, they might be able to win a draw and get a shot off. 30 seconds left.
All in all, a good showing by both teams, and that's something that head coach Gord Thibodeau mentioned was the players are dialed in. They've been working hard in practice. They've been focused, and they've been making sure that the mental battles that they're having with the uncertainty of the season starting, all that isn't affecting their play.
Wolder trying to go for a skate. He's stripped by Ackle, who's got 2 goals in the game. Can he get a shot off? No, he'll dish it. And stays long shot is steered out by Nadler, and that'll do it. It's a win for Team Gold, or Team White, whatever you want to call them here tonight. A 5-2 victory after a strong second half. The shots wind up 27-27 in the game, and Cameron Beeson was outstanding in goal. He made 17 saves in the second half alone.
He had the strongest showing by all 3 Oil Barons goalies, and that's not a knock on Nadler or Fredette. It's just the saves that he had to make were incredible and incredibly challenging. So a really good showing by Beeson, a good showing by all 3 goaltenders. Like we said, I don't think the goaltending answer is going to be an easy one to come by for the Oil Barons coaching staff, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Cameron Beeson was strong. Evan Fredette looked good in his time, and so did Josh Nadler. Beeson particularly had to be strong, though, early on when Team Blue was all over them in the opening 5 minutes of that period when the game was still 2-2. And then Hassan Ackle scored his first of 2 in the half. And that was all Team White needed. We got a late goal from Jesse Burkhart, and they skate away with a 5-2 victory despite being short-staffed for over half the game. And we hope Nick DeBurs is okay after he took a scary spill into the end boards.
That's definitely the major negative of tonight's scrimmage game, but Taylor, lots of positives to take away from the showing here. It looks like the Oil Barons have answered a lot of questions that they wanted to about their depth, about players stepping up and providing more offense, which is something they needed collectively last season, and a lot of bright spots here for when the season will eventually start.
Some tough decisions coming up for the coaching staff. They'll get a couple players back from injury in the next few weeks with Luke Harvey and Clark Huxley on the mend. And the players anxious and hopefully can play some exhibition games and then eventually regular season games at some point here, as long as everything gets the go-ahead and the green light from Alberta Health Services. But great showing here tonight for the 100 spectators in attendance, and for everyone that tuned in on the YouTube live stream. We thank you for tuning in to the annual Blue Gold game here tonight from Center Fire Place, and it was fun to be back in the arena once again here, Ben, and hopefully we get to call a few more games here this year.
Yeah, it'll be a process, but everything looks like it's pointing in the right direction for the AJHL. Just need to make sure that that is the case and that it continues to trend upwards. But definitely nice to be back in the booth and calling the games. Looking forward to when the season starts.
One thing, of course, you can do here over the next couple of weeks is pick up your Oil Barons Dream Home tickets at oilbaronsdreamhome.ca. Tickets are now on sale. Dream Home valued at over $1 million, and we mentioned all the cash prizes as well available to be won. The first early bird cutoff is November 1st, and that gets you into the early bird draw of $50,000. And that is one you do not want to miss out on. So make sure you support the team, pick up your Dream Home tickets here in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we get to see you at Center Fire Place sometime here this season. But still a lot of question marks there, but the Oil Barons, once they do get playing, we know they'll be an exciting team to watch here once again under head coach Gord Thibodeau. I'm Taylor Pope. He's Ben Madigan. Thanks for tuning in to the Oil Barons live stream on YouTube. Hopefully we can bring you some more action here in the coming weeks to come. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, and thanks for tuning in to Fort McMurray Oil Barons Hockey.